My top 10 go-to summer fragrances. Let's talk about it.
Here's some codes to save you some cash on your next Middle Eastern niche or designer fragrances.
What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. Today we're going to be talking about my top 10 go-to summertime fragrances as of right now. If I had to ditch all of my summertime freshies and keep the 10, these would be exactly that. There's a couple that are different in price range. Some are cheap, some are expensive, and some are a little too expensive. So let's go ahead and get started in no particular order, but this is definitely one of the ones that I enjoy a lot. Sure, it's not the best in terms of performance, but when you do tread into a territory or into the fresh territory or side of things, you can't really expect too much of performance. A lot of the oils used in fresher notes, etc., are a lot less long lasting, and the synthetics, generally speaking, help them last a little bit longer. But even in that case, it's not going to be, not all of these are going to be beastly. There are some that are still pretty damn strong. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one. This is a must-have in every man's collection. Sure, it's not the longest lasting, but spray it right. Spray it on about 8 to 10 times. Wait before you go out. This is one that's pretty strong in the initial blast, and it makes people believe it's going to be stronger than what it is, and so they stop spraying it around like maybe 3 or 4, but it's not enough. It's not enough. You got to spray this one on like 8 to 10 times. This is Roja Elysium. This is a fragrance that I find to be similar to Sprite Remix, man. Yeah, basically. You thought I was going to say another fragrance or something like that? No, you're wrong. Sprite Remix. It reminds me of the summertime. It's aromatic as well. It's got an herbal nature to it. Also has this peppery spice in the beginning, which really recreates the whole fizzy nature of carbonated sodas, but it also has that lemon lime citrus type of vibe to it as well. As this one starts to dry down, you're gonna get something of leather, some style of musks. It still stays relatively fresh throughout the entirety of the fragrance, and there's a little bit of vanilla and ambergris. This is much more of a complex fragrance than just your typical run-of-the-mill freshies, all right? This is one I would always keep in my collection, genuinely. At about 8 to 10 sprays, gentlemen, I get 7, sometimes even 8 hours of performance of this bad boy. Around hour 4, it does transition pretty significantly, and it goes from this fresh, effervescent, carbonated style fresh fragrance into something that's a little bit more mellow, leather dominant, and vanilla. It does definitely shift and transition into something more woody as well. One of the fragrances that a lot of people stop detecting and also keep looking for that freshness, but it does genuinely transition, and I find it extremely beautiful. It transitions with you throughout your day. So you spray it on, you walk out about 30 minutes in throughout the beginning of the day, and it does transition with you into almost like this nighttime style fragrance along with you as well. So as long as you spray it enough. If you don't spray it enough, it's not gonna give you more than like 4 hours. And about 4 sprays, that's just a joke. Don't spray this any less than 6 times minimum. If you're a sissy sprayer, it's all good. Still love you guys, but 6 minimum, okay? That's Roja Elysium. We'll always have it in my collection. Number 2, sheer strength. It's not the most complex thing in the world. It just smells like some lemon, vetiver, and maybe some ambergris. This actually reminds me of a similar style fragrance that I absolutely love for like 35, 40 bucks, which is called L1212 Blanco Fraiche. This is the next level up. This is niched out, very similar DNA like that. And that is in itself something extremely simple, but it reminds me of Perseus. Sure, Perseus has a little bit more going on, but for the most part, it's relatively simple, man, but it's really damn good. The quality, the concentration, how loud it is, how long it lasts, it's good, at least for me. And for that reason, this will always be a freshie that stays in my collection. I paid full price for this shit. And even then, I still think that this is an excellent summertime fragrance. If you like citrus vetiver fragrances and you like performance, that's definitely a go-to. If you don't have the money for it and you're on a budget and you want to kind of get an idea, you can obviously get a sample or decant, or in my opinion, get L1212 Blanco Fraiche. It smells like a cheaper designer level version of something like this. Very similar in the same family, at least to me. Love the L1212, love this. L1212, I spray it like 10 times, it lasts me like 8 to 10 hours. I have 0 problems. But this blows it out of the water in terms of quality and performance. Still love L1212 Blanco Fraiche. and the original. This next fragrance I'll always keep in my collection and reserve it very specifically for days on the beach, and that's exactly what it's called. It's called On the Beach by Louis Vuitton. Oh my God, he's recommending a $400 fragrance. I'm sorry to do it to you, but this is genuinely something that I will always keep in my collection. Photorealistic experience, in my opinion, from scent to just experience. That's basically what it translates into. It's got the note of cologne. It's got this very photorealistic on the beach vibe. Super scorching hot. This is not going to be off-putting off-putting by any means. Slightly salty, but a lot of citruses as well. It recreates the image, the feeling, and the scent of like sunburn on the beach with a nice cup of juice and some aloe vera suntan lotion. That's exactly what I get with on the beach. Beautiful stuff, man, but very, very specific for the occasions. Since we're talking about LVs, let's just go ahead and knock the next one out of the way. This is Pacific Chill. I didn't pick L'Immensité, although L'Immensité is a great fragrance. That's not really, I wouldn't really put it on just a very specific fresh list. I put that on fragrances that I would keep all year round. And even at that point, L'Immensité is not the most unique thing in the world. Yes, I would love to keep it in my collection. Am I going to, or would I, pick it up if my place was on fire? God forbid that happens to anyone, especially with a collection. Wow, that would be an absolute nightmare. But even then, would I save it? I don't know. We'll find out in that list. But as far as freshies go, Pacific Chill is definitely one that I would keep for a very similar occasion that I would rock on the beach. Except rather than just on the beach or just scorching hot, this would be me going around town, etc. I'd definitely be rocking something like Pacific Chill. I'm not shy of triggers, man. I'm not shy of triggers, and this absolutely shines the most when you're like at 8 sprays. Yeah, is this guy even serious? Yes, I'm serious. Yeah, I'm serious, man. 8 sprays of that shit. It'll be amazing. Next one up, although it's not as expensive as Louis Vuitton, it's still pretty damn expensive. This is Arabian Oud Amiri. Arguable, a lot of people might not find it the most summer appropriate fragrance, but I do. This is dry, it's woody, but it also has some citruses, some peppers, and a lot of this cashmere musk vibe. So if you're from the East, this is absolutely a fresh fragrance, but it really depends on how you define fresh. If fresh for you is just straight up like citruses, or if it's just straight up blue, that's not what this is. It does have a couple of citruses at the top, mostly that pink pepper, and a lighter take on that whole musk, cashmere, and oud style DNA. Very opulent, less of an oudi fragrance than a lot of the other Arabian ouds, and even much less than Sultani, etc. It's going to be the most summer appropriate version of that style DNA. So light, opulent, peppery, slightly citrus at the top, cashmere style fragrance with that musky oud vibe. Beautiful stuff, but I will reserve this one for high or special occasions, really. Not the highest of heat. If it's a hot, smoldering day, I'd rather go for some of these two. But if I'm going to like an outdoor wedding or something special occasion where I might run into some AC here and there, it'll be around 85 at the most. This is absolutely something that I'll be going with. The best occasions for something like this is like summer weddings. Beautiful stuff for sure. And I spray this one on about 8 to 10 times as well. It's got a lot of this ISO super vibe too, and I personally go nose blind to this at around hour 6. Although a lot of people say that it lasts amazing and they get all day, I've never really clocked it in after hour 8. So I kind of wish I would get a little bit more from this fragrance, but still the 8 hours of the entire experience is beautiful, and I liken it to a similar experience that you'll get with Elysium. Although the performance leaves you desiring just a little bit more, it's still worth the price tag. So that's the occasions that I would rock it at, and the price tag for something like this goes anywhere from $150 and sometimes upwards of $250 depending on the size. Check the links down in the description where I'll put all of these, if any are discounted. Let's switch it up. Let me give you guys an affordable fragrance that I genuinely will always have in my summer arsenal, okay? I thought it would have been Afternoon Swim, but I sprayed that shit 40 times and I got 4 hours. Maybe 6 hours on clothing's extremely faint. And then I got this fragrance. They were saying it's like a clone of it or an inspiration or whatever the hell it is. It's much more of an inspiration than any kind of clone, and I love it for that exact reason. But I would pick this up before I go for Afternoon Swim if I were to ever go on a vacation. So do I regret Afternoon Swim? That might be actually the only fragrance that I regret picking up, but not fully because of the fact that I am a collector and I can use it for reference, etc. This is called North Stag Quatre. In my opinion, it's the best one from the Quatre series or the North Stag series, along with the Leighton Inspo, but this, beautiful stuff, man. Much more of a twist. It's got like 80% at most of Afternoon Swim and 20% of Silver Mountain Water. I don't even like Silver Mountain Water. There's that petitgrain, the metallic note. It gives me a headache. I don't like it. It's too synthetic for me personally. Not a bad smelling fragrance on a lot of people. I've smelled it. It was beautiful. Just for me, it doesn't work. I must be allergic to the petitgrain or something. This though, it works. I don't get that metallic vibe. I don't get the headache. It's so damn good. This smells like an orange sanguine or the orange fizzy waters basically. So San Marcos Sanguine, what the hell is it? It's orange fizzy water, sparkling water, orange flavored, basically. That's what that smells like. It's a very naturalistic smelling fragrance, but it does have an undertone of some synthetics, obviously, but it easily outperforms Afternoon Swim. Natural smelling-esque, but like I said, that 20% does kind of, I don't want to say natural, but still, you will get like this extremely strong and intense orange peel style fragrance DNA, and along with that carbonation, beautiful stuff and easily outlasts the Afternoon Swim swim. I also sprayed this on about 8 to 12 times, especially with freshies. I wasn't expecting it to last that long, but at that mark, it was so damn good. So damn good. The best $55 that I think you can spend for the summertime, especially high heat, and you like afternoon swim, this is it right here. It's called North Stag Expressions Quatre. Price per ml, it's pretty damn good, especially when compared to other clone houses, etc., or whatever you want to call it. And not to mention, it's not an actual clone, it's much more of an inspired by it. Very refreshing. Love this stuff. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. Next one up, I think is extremely underrated. This is Vetiver Sensuel by Mancera. Gentlemen, if you enjoy fragrances like Terre d'Hermès, fragrances even like Perseus, this takes that DNA and adds a very beautiful and fluffed up note of jasmine. If you're not afraid of white florals, that is such a beautiful fragrance. This is another one that screams opulence. Also another one that I would personally wear to a wedding. These are two that are wedding worthy. Honestly, these are four that are wedding worthy. That's what I would say. I would say these are four wedding worthy. These three are probably a little bit more appropriate, but this does have that packs a punch and stuff, where the rest are more so like beach or going out and you just want to like cool off. These three right here are extremely opulent smelling, and considering the price point of Mancera fragrances, is absolutely no-brainer. If you like citrus, vetiver-based fragrances, you need this in your collection, man. I wish I knew about this before. Actually, no, I don't, because once upon a time, I didn't enjoy the vetiver combinations. So I found out about this at the appropriate time. I love Terre d'Hermès Vetiver Eau Intense more so than the original, but the original, I still really enjoy it. I like fragrances that pack punches, and this absolutely does. Still has the masculinity that comes from vetiver note, that straight up, you know, grassy green vibe, and it also has those citrus notes, but it's nice and fluffered out and extremely polished because of the use of those florals, including the jasmine. Absolutely stunning stuff, and longevity for this gives me a solid 8 hours. It's not going anywhere. Mancera usually has beast mode stuff. I'm not gonna say it's beast mode, but it's beautiful. For under $85, no freaking brainer. This is extremely underrated. You have to enjoy green freshies though, with a little bit of white florals. But if you think about it, some of the most successful floral freshies, or if you like fragrances like YSL Myself, or if you like 1 Million Royale, this is next level stuff. This is like taking something like that and niching it out. So if you enjoy those two fragrances, definitely check out Vetiver Sensuel. Thank me later. I love that stuff. Next one on this list, I thought about including some oud fragrances, but no oud is really freshy. And I wanted to keep this in the freshy realm of things, okay? I do think a lot of oud fragrances are appropriate for the summertime, and I've made a couple of lists. Check those out. Oud fragrances that have worked for me during the summertime. It is subjective, but if you have a similar taste to me, then you'll relate, and you should definitely check those out. I mean, Hombre No Mas, let's save it for that video. Check it out. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos like that as well. Always thinking of unique content, new fragrances, new lists, all that good stuff. So next one, back on topic. Next one on this list, this is also another freshie, and looking at my collection and thinking, damn, which ones would I keep for good? Like, there is no, it's this right here. It's Erba Gold. Erba Gold is definitely hands down better than Erba Pura. Erba Pura, a lot of people really enjoy. I understand, you know, it's just not for me. It's not for me. It's a little bit too much, way feminine for my taste, and it's a little bit screechy synthetic to my nose. This takes it and refines it. So kudos to them. They fixed it. They fixed it. That's what I believe that they did with the Erba Gold. Erba Gold is Erba Pura fixed, period. Lasts all day as well. It's not screechy synthetic. It's not overpowering. Beautiful stuff, but also close to Tiziana Terenzi's Quatre. So did they fix it or did she fix it? It's good. That's the one I would go with though. Between the two, that's the one. Next one up is pretty damn expensive. I'm sorry, but it is what it is, man. This is a serious list, okay? This is Burlington 1819 by Roja. I'll do my absolute best to find the best prices if I can and put them in the description as well, because that is like 420 bucks. I understand that not everybody has it, but it's genuinely a beautiful fragrance. If you appreciate natural smelling wine cooler style fragrances, you should absolutely get your nose on that. Roja has some good fragrances, although not everything is a hit. Obviously, it shouldn't be. If it is, that's sus, man. That's sus. But still, they have a lot of fragrances. I know a lot of people love Enigma, a lot of people love Sweetie Oud, and I don't think that I appreciate this yet. And I say that very specifically because of the fact that even with like another fragrance, Roja's Amber Oud, when I was initially sniffing that one prior to wearing, I was turned off completely. But believe it or not, my taste has changed and shifted a little bit more so, and I actually enjoy that one. Enough to buy a bottle? Who knows, maybe in the future. Quality is definitely there. Whether or not you like the scent profile, that's a different story. You're supposed to like every single scent profile. profile. Sweetie Oud, like I said, I don't appreciate it yet. Amber Oud is one that I want to live with, maybe grab a bottle. Oceania it smells good. I haven't lived with it enough yet. Vetiver smells good, but it's weak sauce. And A Midsummer Dream, I have it as well, and I'm like, I know it's a little bit expensive, but you get what you pay for with some of these fragrances. Not all of their fragrances I enjoy, but this is absolutely beautiful stuff. It's 400 bucks, but it smells natural. The quality of materials, etc., it's absolutely top notch. Even from a manufacturing standpoint, there has been times where a manufacturer will reference Roja products because of the standard quality, the caps using actual gold, etc., the juices being top-notch stuff, just because it's not to say that you're gonna enjoy every single Roja fragrance. Don't go out there and blind buy every single Roja fragrance. And there are some that I'm still growing to appreciate and don't appreciate yet, but I will admit that the quality on a lot of their fragrance is A1. There are some that I smell that it's just absolutely not me, and there are some that I'm growing to appreciate despite once upon a time not, but for the most part, these are going to be the two for now that I will never get rid of. Last but not least, Sphinx Coconut Daiquiri. Of course it's gonna be on this list. Of course I'd keep it for life because this is my creation and it's my collaboration with Sphinx fragrances. It's lemon, it's lime, it's sugar, it's coconut, it's rum. It opens up like tropical paradise, man. This lasts all freaking day for me. I spray it on 8 times. I don't get less than 10 hours personally. Check out other reviewers, see what they have to say. You know, it's fair game, but at the end of the day, I know that we put in nothing but quality into this juice. It opens up extremely fresh, refreshing, and crisp. I think it's unisex. As it starts to dry down, the musky nature of the fragrance starts to shine. The creamy coconut also starts to shine. In the beginning, it doesn't really come off like this suntan lotion, and I didn't want it to go into just that one-dimensional, just straight up suntan or sunscreen. It has a lot more than just that. And you will notice that when it starts to dry down even later on, you're gonna get this creamy, musky vanilla and coconut combination. Beautiful fragrance. I absolutely love this one. And these are all 10 fragrances for the summertime, the high heat that I would always have in my collection. Oh, save 15% on Coconut Daiquiri Sphinx by using code AROMATIX. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.